My name is Nathan Rickert, and I'm the founder and owner of the Baseball Seams Company. For the last 2 decades, I've been tearing apart old tattered baseballs, creating them into unique, meaningful pieces of art. For me, baseball's always been more than just a game. It's been something as part of my life as far back as I can remember. Thinking back to my childhood, even back to age 4, I was playing t-ball, and my childhood fondest memories are playing catch with Dad in the backyard. I'd impatiently wait for him to come home, practically throwing his glove at him when he came home from work, and we'd play out in that backyard until the streetlights come on. I bet my story is similar to many of yours. And now that I'm a dad myself, I have 3 beautiful little girls. I've come to appreciate the kind of love that my dad showed me, the kind of love that's sacrificial, the kind of love that chases all my bad throws again and again and again in that backyard. And for me, what I've learned to appreciate is that kind of love is spelled Time. My dad and I created a bond through baseball, a bond that we've shared for a lifetime now. And recently, my dad and I worked together on a massive artwork project titled America at the Seams. America at the Seams is a 5-foot wide map of the United States, crafted entirely from used baseballs. For me, when I create artwork with used baseballs, I see stories. I see stories of catch with my dad in the yard, years of Little League games, countless nights of playing home run derby. I see stories of love, of sacrifice, of perseverance, of hope. I see all those stories in these tattered seams. I see my past in these old tattered baseballs, but more than that, I see us. I see all of us, and I see America. We finished the America at the Seams artwork back in May of 2016, and we packed it up and drove 1,400 miles, my dad and I, in a big van, over 20 hours, to the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum out in Cooperstown, New York. My dad and I had so much time to reminisce and think about the past, talk about stories that both made us laugh and cry, stories from on and off the field. I'll always cherish that road trip, and it reminds me again that love is spelled Time. What makes America at the Seams so remarkable is where all of these baseballs came from for this project. Each of the states in the map were crafted from baseballs obtained from people in every single state, all 50 states, from people that have powerful stories of how baseball is more than just a game, stories of how baseball can help mend, heal, overcome adversity. This map is literally a visual representation of how baseball stitches America together. 50 stories in 50 states of how baseball unites our country. We brought all of these stories to Cooperstown in June of 2016, and we shared them at the 29th annual Cooperstown Symposium at the National Baseball Hall of Fame, where the greatest of greats to ever play the game are honored. We walked through those hallowed halls of the Hall of Fame just in awe of everything that was there. We walked down the streets of Main Street, just the magical air and the presence of that place, window shopping through all the baseball shops there. We walked down onto an empty Doubleday field, half expecting to be joined by the ghost of Shoeless Joe. And if only the outfield fences were cornfields, we might have seen him. The stories behind America at the Seams are captured beautifully in a hardcover coffee table book that was published back in November of 2017. Baseball writer Ethan Bryan beautifully brings these stories to life. Vivid photography of the artwork of each state is captured throughout the book. You'll laugh, you might cry, and you'll come away telling yourself that baseball tells the best stories, that it's more than just a game. I wanted to read one quote out of this book really stands out to me. There's several really notable quotes, but one on page 3 that I wanted to share with you all today. Quote, "The very act of cutting up used baseballs and refashioning them into beautiful artwork is an act of recreation. It is a parable of the work of a loving God who makes use of a game, recreation, to rebuild and enhance lives that are tattered and frayed, filling them with new purpose and meaning. In America at the Seams, you will find story after heartwarming story of restoration and new hope brought about through the game of baseball and the men, women, and children who play it." If you too have come to know baseball as more than just a game, then you'll treasure this book for years to come." Unquote. Paul Rickert, Dad. Thanks, Dad, for everything. I love you. Thanks for the journey we've been on. And thanks for how you spell love.